Hey guys, welcome to this week's podcast episode. And I'm really delighted to have Cassandra Hill on the show. She is I say Christian holistic wellness influencer. This is not but it's a very spiritual, and she's going to talk about holistic, healthy living, spirituality, female entrepreneurship. And I'm really happy to have her on the show. So, Cassandra, welcome.
Thanks so much for the invitation, Christopher.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love talk about your early experiences, what you learned and how got doing what you're doing now.
Oh, wow. My first experience is being on the other side of bad health.
Uh-huh.
For a lot of people, especially those who work in corporate America,
Yeah.
we think we don't have time to take care of ourselves or practice any type of self care on a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
And that was me for many years, working in corporate and just going full steam ahead.
Mm.
And after doing that for so many years, my body just over the period of time declined until I had a complete shutdown of my body.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, when I got diagnosed with systemic lupus, I knew I had to do something different. It was time for change. After trying traditional medicine and really not getting the results I wanted, I decided to go back to college and take courses in alternative medicine. And thankfully, doing that caused a shift, and that shift led to developing a regimen that has put me in remission for 8 years now from systemic lupus.
Yeah, that's a wonderful story and journey of resilience, and kind of getting into the meat of the journey, into the meat of the conversation. What are your pivotal moments or insights that guided you through your recovery?
The most important thing is this right here, your mindset, because whatever we believe, that's our reality. If I believe that the sky is purple, for me, it's purple. Even though it's blue to everyone else, for me, it's purple if I truly believe that. And our mind, if we think on something long enough, whether it's reality or false, that is what we believe. And so when you're in a certain place, whether it's your health, whether it's your business, career, you want to practice positive thinking, train your mind to think positive thoughts. And that for me was a game changer. Once I learned how to do that, that's when my life started changing. So, really pay attention to your thoughts. I always recommend doing a mental health detox, is what I call it, a mind detox. And you may think, what's that, Cassandra? Well, it's simple. You take 7 days, 7 days. Yes, you can do 7 days. And you give yourself a break from media, whether it's social media, whether it's television. You're just taking a pause for those 7 days and allowing one, just a break, you know, and in your stillness, you're starting to really spend more time with yourself. So you better know yourself, because a lot of times in this fast paced world, we really don't know ourselves and we don't know what direction we're headed, because one, we hadn't spent time with God or a higher power. For me, it's God, but we hadn't spent time to figure out our vision because we've been so busy. So give yourself those 7 days of the break from the media. And then when you start your day, second thing you're going to do when you're starting your day, you start your day with 20 minutes of meditation and prayer. After that stillness of meditation and prayer, you want to give yourself a few more minutes of just listening. Lastly, third thing you're doing in that mind detox, you're absorbing information, whether it's podcasts like this wonderful podcast you're listening to right now, audiobooks, but you're filling your mind with positive things because you don't just take away the media and not replace it with something positive because, like I said, our thoughts have power and you want your thoughts to be educated.
Yeah, I love that. And one thing I've really learned is just kind of all these techniques and really the power of meditation. You may not realize it, but just kind of sitting with yourself, just like at the end of the day, 10 minutes, set your timer. And it's interesting because your RAS, it filters through all the thoughts. And so if you can have your filter only filter in those things that you selectively create, that creates that emotional state, and then you can start to attract the law of abundance, and along with taking action as well. So you raise your vibration. It's very, very powerful, and people don't realize this, when you were talking about just like, think positive thoughts, that's kind of cliche, but if you actually do it correctly, you can actually manifest what you're trying to create. So
Yeah,
yeah, I
yeah.
really love that. And just kind of just sitting with yourself and cultivating that inner contentment and inner peace, regardless of what is going on in the world. Very powerful. So next thing, I have a question is, you have a holistic living consulting practice, and how does your approach differ from traditional wellness programs? And also explain, how does spirituality play a role in your practice?
Sure. What makes me unique from other wellness coaches, holistic health practitioners, I'm also a master life coach. One, I truly embrace holistic, meaning we don't just address your physical well being. Matter of fact, we delve more into the emotional and mental aspects of your health because for most people, who are in a state of dis-ease, it stems from emotional, mental being off kilter. And so we address that. And then how I combine spirituality into it. We are created by God. He created us, He made us. And so, in a coaching session with me, um, if you're open to utilizing prayer, that's one of the things that we do because I believe that, yes, is it great to, you saw me a second ago drinking my water. Yeah, it's great to drink water and smoothies and all these things. However, true healing comes from God. So we do our part and He does as well. And so for me, He's invited into our time together so He can do the real work on healing. And then, as well, for those who decide to work with me one on one, and right now, my primary coaching program is intensive, which is a 90-day program. So, very intense. But when we're working together those 90 days, part of the daily affirmations, words of encouragement, some of those things will be spiritual based as well.
Yeah, that's interesting. And kind of, how do you integrate physical, emotional? We also talked about spiritual, but how do you integrate the physical, emotional into your coaching?
Sure. With the physical, we do look at your diet. We look at what you're eating on a day-to-day basis. I do a in-depth history to know what your background is as far as your family. And so I know whether there's a family history of type 2 diabetes, hypertension, any heart, cardio problems, things of that nature. And so once I know that, let's say, for example, there's a family history of type 2 diabetes. It's like, okay, if you don't have it, let's be proactive. I'm going to recommend some supplements that'll be beneficial in maintaining a normal blood sugar level and combining that physical with the emotional. While you will get those practical things you can do with your diet, with herbs, supplements, everything organic that I recommend. We also will talk about combining aromatherapy, and I'll give some recommendations on what essential oils would be really great for not only just the emotional, mental aspects of your health, but physical as well, in which many people don't realize that essential oils are plant-based medicine is all it is. It's just a plant that's been cold pressed or distilled, and now it's an essential oil. So that's how we combine those two things together. And what I love about it, as you're for most, I work primarily with women. For most women that I work with, as we address those challenges, especially the emotional and mental aspects, the transformation that they receive in their life is just unbelievable. Whether it's if you're in business, maybe a recent client of mine landed a excellent opportunity with Google, a contract with Google, whether it's something outstanding like that, or just increase revenue in your business, period, because you're more productive, because you are in a healthier place. That's one of the things that set me apart, because especially for those women who come to me who are business owners, we look at your business, because in addressing your emotional, mental, physical well being, we cannot not talk about your business. So you'll walk away with some strategies that will help you to have that time you deserve to practice self care, but you'll also level up in your business as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. And then the other question I have is this foundation, future aspirations and your legacy, and looking forward, what are your goals for expanding your impact within the community of women seeking holistic health solution, and also just the legacy of female entrepreneurship that you want to carry forward?
Sure. As I think about the future, I'm really excited. I feel right now, women, this is a great time for us to grow in entrepreneurship, even for those in corporate as well. And so when I think about where I fit in advancing us, one of the things that my company will be doing, we will be doing retreats just as a way for women to unwind, relax, get away from the stresses in the world. I will start doing VIP days where we meet up and we have a day where we execute to a whole new level. You'll walk away with a business strategy, as I mentioned. And when you heard that Google, if that sounded good to you, you can walk away with a business strategy that will take you to whatever your next looks like. So that's one of the things we'll be doing in the future. Also providing a platform for women's voices to be heard. I recently said yes to my own opportunity to have a show that hopefully will be coming out. We don't have a time yet, but it'll probably be uh, later, the end of this year. Hopefully, we'll be on air, but providing that same opportunity for other women as well, for their voices to be amplified and heard. those are some of the things that the future will bring for myself and in my business.
How can people contact you and follow you and reach out to you?
Sure. The easiest way to connect with me is just to go to my link tree. That's linktree / Hiller Cassandra. And there you'll see all my links, not only for social media, but you'll see the link to my website. You'll see links for upcoming events that I'll be speaking at and other magazines and just other features. If you want to learn a little more about me, you'll find all of that there at my link tree / Hiller Cassandra.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and for I really enjoyed the talking to Cassandra, and for all the audience, be sure to give her socials a like and follow. Check out her resources, and thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks so much for the invitation, Chris.